where it isn't damp and foggy. Cheer up, Babs. At least Odysseus never came to England, and all the Roman soldiers went home centuries ago. Talking about people going home, who are those types who are living in the castle right now? Barbara said. I can't believe they're still going to be there. Why haven't they taken themselves off? Gus said, I thought I told you. You did, Polly put in, but Babs never listens to anything she doesn't want to hear. Freya Wrighton is my cousin, our cousin, and she's been living at the castle for the last 7 years, looking after it, ever since her uncle, the last Lord Selchester, died. Why don't you say my father? And he didn't exactly just die, did he? He was murdered. Polly liked precision. Yes, he had been avoiding the word. It took some getting used to, having a father for the first time in his life, even a dead one. A man called Hugo Hawksworth has been staying at the castle as well, with his sister Georgia. She's about your age, Polly. She'll be a friend for you. She will not. I choose my own friends, thank you, and they won't be whiny English girls. Haven't they got homes to go to? Babs said. If we've got to live there, we don't want a lot of strangers in residence. I don't formally take over from the trustees until everything is sorted out on the legal front. Letters patent, hassles about giving up his American citizenship in order to take up the title, and the money. He'd been left speechless when the lawyers, solicitors, he must remember to call them that, told him the size of his inheritance and the likely tax bill. Freya says they'll move out after Christmas. There's a housekeeper, Polly said. Bet she'll be like Mrs. Danvers and Rebecca. Sinister, resenting you being the lost heir, and wanting to push you over the banisters. Bet she'll annoy the hell out of all of us. Mind your language, please, Polly. The English say anything. Look at Shakespeare. You aren't Shakespeare. Polly went back to her book. Scene 2. The motorcyclist, glad to reach his destination after a long, cold ride from London, slowed down as he came to the open gates of Thorn Hall, and stopped in front of the red and white pole that barred his way. He took no notice of the large sign on the gatepost that said, H.M. Government, Department of Statistics, Private, Keep Out. He knew the Victorian pile didn't house a single statistician. Thorn Hall had been a secret establishment during the war, known locally as the Hush Hush. The removal of War Office signs and the apparent arrival of another government department didn't fool the town for a moment. They might not be able to give a name to the service, but they all knew that what went on at the hall was to do with intelligence, just as they knew that top-secret nuclear research went on at what was known locally as the Atomic, a government scientific establishment a few miles outside Selchester. Selchester was used to secrets. The man on duty at Thorn Hall came out of his hut and greeted the courier from London. Late today, Phil. He took his pass and stamped it. There's nasty weather blowing up from the east, Phil said. I shan't hang about. He kicked his motorbike back into life and roared off towards the house, ignoring the speed signs and only slowing down to take the curve round the small lake. He propped the motorbike up in front of the main entrance to the house, extracted a buff-coloured box from one of the panniers, and clumped in through the front door. He went up the marble staircase to the first floor, where Mrs. Tempest, secretary to Sir Bernard, head of station, had her office. Morning, Mrs. T. Not much today. Just a couple of things for Sir Bernard and Mr. Hawksworth. He took the envelope she handed him in return. Ta, shan't be up again until after Christmas. Have a merry one. Then he headed for the canteen to have tea and something to eat before starting back to London. Scene 3. In a small room 2 floors and a wing away from Sir Bernard's spacious quarters, Hugo Hawksworth was sitting at his desk. He pushed back his chair and rubbed his calf hard, grimacing as he did so. His leg, scarred by a bullet, cramped when he sat too long. Then he went back to the folder that lay open in front of him. Rather to his surprise, Hugo was enjoying the job that Sir Bernard had asked him to do. Ever since Burgess and Maclean had vanished in 1951, the service, certain they were in Moscow, had been nervous that there could be others of their kind still among them. Soviet agents rising.